Well, the House of Commons voted last night on a motion to spare veterans from the heavy swing of a blunt axe in the upcoming budget, but the Conservatives voted it down. Okay, joining me now is Veteran Affairs Minister Stephen Blaney. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you for having me on Power Play. I'm privileged to be here today.
Okay, well, glad you're here. Now listen, what happened last night? There was a vote to spare veterans, from budget cuts in the next budget on March 29th. The Conservatives blocked it. Why are you blocking that?
Well done, clearly because it was another attempt from the NDP to mislead veterans. Our government is very clear, and we are making the formal commitment to maintain benefits to veterans. So that's quite clear with the upcoming budget. We are assuring veterans community that we will maintain the benefits to all the veterans and their families.
Is that the same as sparing them a budget cut, or do you still see the 10% coming off the global budget?
Well, that's where we disagree on the NDP. I've been traveling through the country since I was sworn in by the Prime Minister last May, and all the veterans are telling me, Stephen, please cut the red tape. There's too much wasteful bureaucracy. We are fed up with filling up files of forms. We are fed up with being answered in a way we have a hard time to understand. Please do something about it. And you know what? That's exactly what we're doing.
I know the New Democrats are throwing around figures of job cuts of 1,800 cuts in the department already and more to come. What's the reality?
Well, if they keep on that way, they'll be cutting more jobs than there are employees in any position in the federal government. Well, the matter of the fact is that the headquarters of this great department, Veterans Affairs, is in Charlottetown. This is a particularity because normally all the headquarters are here in Ottawa. Well, this is something that is great. I come from a region. I come from a place where we have a big headquarters. It's the largest credit union in Canada. It's Desjardins. So I'm very proud that the headquarters of Veterans Affairs is in Charlottetown. And of course, we have regional office throughout the country.
Yeah, but okay, it's in Charlottetown. But are you still, how many employees are you looking at cutting?
Well, there will be some adjustment because we're a needs-based. There are two things. We have two realities. We have modern vets. They are increasing, and we are providing service with them with the new Veterans Charter. And the enhancements.
Which is controversial in its own, but
well,
you're working to tinker it.
I can tell you, I was yesterday in the committee, and you know what? The uptake is so strong, I have to go back to committee to get more money. You know what? The NDP voted against yesterday. They voted against the supplementary estimates I need to close this year and fund all those programs that the money is needed for the veterans. And worst of all, they voted against $3.6 billion for the money that I need to provide to the veterans next year. This is just disgraceful, this is shameful, and this is why this tricky motion is out of sense to me.
All right, well,
I'm getting emotional, but our veterans deserve the best. They deserve to tell the truth, and the truth is that we are delivering for them.
But the bottom line is, as far as you're concerned, benefits remain the same.
Absolutely, they will. But one thing we will do, we will cut in wasteful bureaucracy and red tape. And that's why we have the margin of maneuver, because in our department there, we have some employees who are eligible to retire within the next 5 years. So, and with some planning and adjustment, we have the margin of maneuver. And I want to praise the work of those people working at the Veterans Affairs, because they are the one dealing on a daily basis with our veterans throughout the country, and they are doing, you know what, a great job.
I can't help but resist asking you, if you were at the Veterans Affairs Committee yesterday, you might have noticed one of your MPs wasn't there, Rob Anders, and you know he's in a bit of a conflict or a controversy because he fell asleep at one in Halifax. Shouldn't you put a new member on that committee that at least has the courtesy to stay awake during a presentation?
Well, I can tell the member has apologized.
Oh, he hasn't apologized for falling asleep.
He's apologized.
He's apologized for smearing people who accuse him of falling asleep. I think don't you think the least you can do is stay awake during a presentation?
Well, of course, all members must pay a higher attention, especially when we have witnesses, especially when we have veterans who are doing an outstanding job. I fully agree on this, but nobody's perfect. This being said, the member has apologized, he's done the right thing, and of course this committee is doing a great job. They are now doing a job on service delivery. That's why they are talking about homeless veterans in this country. Don, you know, it's not acceptable, but we still have veterans out there in the street. Our task is to go and get them, and we are working with the veterans community, with organisms such as vets, to reach out to them.
Well, Veteran Affairs Minister Stephen Blaney, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks you so much for having me on your show now.